in the fall, if COVID comes back, you don't want to be weakened in your immune system by having the flu first or even second. Mm-hmm. When all these people have been sick lately, we've discovered that there is a hyperimmune response. That's my term. Maybe it's legit. But when you get an infection, your body produces certain proteins. They're called cytokines. And when your body responds with these cytokines, it actually can stimulate an added immune response. And then that becomes what's called a COVID storm. You get more response. I presume you make more cytokines. And if you've got influenza and you've already got your immune system kicked up with cytokines coming in, and then you get COVID on top of it, I would think that the mortality rate is going to be much, much higher because your body is already primed for that hyperimmune thing, that cytokine storm.
I have a question. How is that different from having any other thing? Like you talked about in the past, some of your friends who have other illnesses going on. I mean, isn't that similar to someone who's dealing with other diseases, other things that their body is fighting?
Well, that's true, but the things that get people, we can get into a lot of pathophysiology.
Don't go there.
The people who have other diseases, let's say heart problems, we know that COVID can cause blood clots and cause that, but we also know that it interferes with your oxygen transport. And there's an argument about how, whether it's getting into the blood or the hemoglobin. At any rate, yes, the comorbidities always make it worse. Especially in flu, it's been known to, if you got a problem, fine. But here's the deal. The virus spreads very prolifically, very contagious. But the sinister thing about COVID is you don't know you've got it, so it spreads a lot. And you don't want to have both diseases at the same time. So if it comes back, I think we will be in a good position because of this. We're opening up the country. More people, I believe in the next month, we're going to see a lot more cases. I mean, look at Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, look at these people. We're going to have a lot of people, and we're going to see a lot more deaths. I believe we're going to see fewer older people dying and a larger percentage of younger people dying simply because of the younger people are going to have more people getting the disease. And in the ICU in that 1 month period, 12% of the people in ICU were people below 54, between 20 and 54 with COVID. So when we get to the fall, we're going to have a lot more people with
antibodies. I see.
There'll be a lot more protection out there. And it's kind of, darned if you do and darned if you don't. If you get infected, good. If you get it bad, bad. I've had 4 people contact me as a result of my updates. 3 of them had been in the hospital in ICU. One of them said, I thought I was going to die and I wished I would. Another one said, I thought I was going to die. I didn't wish I would, but I almost didn't care. Another said, well, I wasn't that bad, but I'll tell you, I hurt. I hurt to breathe. I hurt to move. And one of the 4 was a lady, and she said, well, I haven't been that sick that I remember in my life. And a very good friend of mine's wife caught it, and in February, and she told me that she didn't care if she died. I didn't want to, but I didn't care. So it's not a mild disease. Now, all these people, 3 of them were older, 2 of them are younger. So basically, no one knows how it's going to act. But I believe by the fall, we're going to have a lot of people. No one has done a study, blinded study, controlled study on it. But I don't think we can take New York because of their density. But let's take Santa Clara, California. It's a pretty good sized county, San Jose.
Yep.
They estimated that between 50 and 80 people had antibodies for every one who was diagnosed with the disease. Well, let's say only, I don't know the population, but my goodness, all these people carrying antibodies, and more are going to be sick the next month or so. I'm predicting a big upsurge in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Starting this week is what I said what,
Oh yeah.
20th of March?
Let's pause for a second because I want to just point out what you have accurately predicted everything that has happened a few weeks ahead of time. Why? How?
Well, I read about the curve in the other countries.
Mhm.
I have a background in microbiology. I actually served in the Army as a research microbiologist and biochemist, dealing with very, very pathogenic and contagious organisms. And when you look at what's happened to other countries, you got to figure that virus isn't going to change its ways.
Right.
And I was accurately, I told my poker group, we've got a little nickel dime quarter group every Monday night, the first day of March, to put up 4 to 6 weeks of necessary items and 4 to 6 weeks of medications.
And we all thought you were being a little hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
You told me.
It's
And within 2 weeks, it was clear that you were right.
and the same thing with the phases here. Now, Oklahoma is very fortunate. We have not had it yet. I think we're going to see in the next 2 to 4 weeks, we're going to see a large increase. And I don't want to be quarantined for another month. I'm actually beginning to loosen up. I'm going fishing tomorrow with 7 of our poker group. No one brings anything. No one gets anything except hamburger and a bun. You bring your own ketchup, mayonnaise, mask, chair, and fishing pole. And no one, I've always said 6 foot's not adequate. No one gets within 12 foot of anyone. And a little secret, whether I'm in a room or anywhere, you'll find me upwind. I will not be downwind from anyone, even though most of these people have been stay at home and such sheltering in place. So I think by the fall, we're going to have a lot of people out there who are immune, much less spread. The logarithmic spread of the curve going like that, it's not going to be that way. They were shutting that curve down to not overwhelm the system, but I believe it's going to be a gradual rise. But every time someone gets it, that's one less person that can spread it. And it's one more person to give me that A positive plasma.
You're putting out the all call right now. But I mean, I think you're making the point too about being outdoors. Like even, I think young people, is this true, Dad? This is just my hypothesis. If people are going to restaurants, which you will not catch me at a restaurant, I would rather just be safe. But if people do go to restaurants, it seems like it would be better to eat outside or to take it to go, because, you know, I've seen these charts about you want AC, especially in Oklahoma when it's 100 degrees day in and day out. But reality, isn't the air conditioning just circulating everybody's breath?
Potentially, there's been some pretty good studies about the exposure. One study, and I don't know how they measured this, but they said loud talking, which is in a restaurant or a group, can put as many as 1,000 micro droplets. Not many of the virus are just an aerosol out there. They're in micro droplets. Right now, when I'm talking, I'm putting out little droplets of spit. The virus is so tiny, millions of them can fit in a droplet you can't see. And if you're in a room, there's a time relation. If you're in a closed room with people, the more you're in there, the bigger your chances are of getting the disease. Also, one study, there was an air conditioner in a window and one person at a table had COVID, didn't have symptoms yet. And in the table downwind of him from the air conditioner, a total of 12 people got the disease. 7 of them were downwind, 2 of them were beside him, and the others were at the table. People on the other side of the room with an air conditioner didn't get it.
Because it was blowing them away.
So I'm not going into a restaurant either. I'll do a carry out.
Here's the thing that I just thought of while you're talking. You know, when we were kids and it was cold outside, well, I kind of still do this, full disclosure, but if you blow on the window, how you can see the liquid and heat from your breath shows up on the window when you blow on that shows, right, that there's moisture coming out of your mouth when you are breathing and out of what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
about it. That's why you lose a pound at night, called insensible loss of fluid. But stay off the physiology. That's my
All right,
favorite.
all right, all right. I think this is helpful. I think all of our conversations are helpful. I just want to remind people that we are making a Dr. Joe Friend YouTube channel, but these videos are on my channel, Alane Freund LMFT on YouTube. So you can come and search Dr. Joe Friend on my channel, and you will find these videos and comment. They are being posted on Dr. Joe Friend's Facebook page, is how he's on there. And I'm encouraging him to look, and we are trying really hard to watch for your comments and questions. If you know Dr. Joe, shoot him an email. He's happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much, Dad. I really feel like these videos are community service, and I'm grateful for you to do them with me.
Thank you. Be safe.
Ciao.